Hi, everybody, and welcome to our program today, Summertime Strong. If you're going to follow along, recommend maybe a little water, perhaps a yoga mat or a towel. And it's mostly body weight, but if you have dumbbells or a kettlebell or weighted vest or something you want to add in, there are some opportunities for you to do that as well. So, welcome to our program. Let me just stop this sharing. There we go. Oh, and then how am I going to do that? Let's see. Where's the stop the share? Hmm. Oh, there it is. It was in red. I couldn't see it. Okay, so welcome. The summertime is a fabulous time for exercise outdoors. I'm lucky enough to be outdoors today, so that's great. And, the longer days, the nicer weather, it's a really good time to revamp, get started on a fitness program, revamp your fitness program, recommit to a fitness program. Wherever you're at, it's a great time to up level. And whether you're at the pool, the beach, the yard, in the house, whatever you have to do, great time for fun to have the whole family included in fitness. And that's a great way to build exercise habits early on with your kids. They're home, keep them busy, keep them active. So, what we've got scheduled for you today is we're going to do a little circuit. Again, body weight, but if you have some dumbbells you want to add in different things, you can certainly do that. I've got a timer going here. We're going to do two exercises, alternate between them, 3 rounds of each. Then we'll have a break, go back to the same thing. We're going to do 4 circuits like that. I'm going to start with a little warm up circuit here. So let's just get warmed up with some arm swings just to get those shoulders nice and loose. If you are sitting at the desk, go backwards. And you get up and you want to add a little workout in, you don't want to go right into anything weighted. You want to move around a little, take a little walk around the house, soften those knees, hold that core nice and tight, and rotate back and forth. Let's loosen up that spine, get some fluid into the spine. So, you do want to get a little movement in, maybe a little walk around the house for a bit just to get the blood pumping, and then some movements for your joints. Let's reach side to side here, back and forth. Loosen up that side body. These are little things you would probably benefit, and let's do some knee grabs, from doing pretty regularly, especially if you sit at a desk during the day. Set a timer, once every hour or two. Get up and do a little bit of loosening up, get those joints moving. Be a long way towards helping with a lot of the musculoskeletal issues that we have from sitting for too long. Okay, and let's just go side to side here, leaning, stretching that inner thigh, reach for that toe, back and forth. There's 3. We'll do 8 of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Woo! Here we go. Okay, so we're started. I've got my little timer here just to keep us on track, keep me on track so I don't go overtime or either way. So, our first circuit, as I mentioned, 2 exercises. We're going to start with jumping jacks. If you're not jumping, you can just do alternating side to side step outs. Second exercise is we're going to take it down for push ups. Push ups can be incline, if you have against a counter, desk, or a sturdy chair. Dropping it down, you can take them from an incline or you can take them down to the ground, either on your knees. You want your hands right under your shoulders. Tuck that tailbone, hold that core tight. We don't want to be up here. And then drop it down and bring it up. So, jumping jacks, push ups. We're going to alternate between those 2 exercises, back and forth, for 3 rounds. We will be working for 35 seconds and we'll have a 25-second rest in between. So, let's get started. Here's our jumping jacks. I've got a little knee issue going on. So I'm not doing the jump, I'm doing mine as a step out, but you could be doing a standard jumping jack. And that's the thing with exercise. Sometimes you're going to have some issues that you have to work around, but stay moving. There's always a workaround. And if you belong to a gym and you're having issues, find a trainer and ask them how you can work around any particular issue you have, because there's lots of different ways to train the same body parts. So, some important tips that I like to talk about with summertime workouts, especially if you're taking it outside, is you want to make sure you're hydrating well. We're going to be going into those push-ups in just a second. Turn my volume up so I can hear them. Okay, here we go. So I'm using these dumbbells because, again, issues that I have. I have a little bit of arthritis in a thumb. It's hard to put my hand flat. So I do a different grip using the dumbbell. Tail is tucked under, hands right under shoulders, head stays neutral, bring it down, push it up. If you can do them on your toes, same thing. Down, push it up, okay? Yeah, like it. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Taking it back up, because getting up and down from the ground is half the work. And we're going to go back to those jumping jacks. So summer considerations, staying hydrated, both pre and post workout. If you're really thirsty, you're already a little dehydrated. So make sure you're hydrating well. Here we go, jumping jacks. Uh, if you're going to be outside, maybe avoid the peak sun hours. Get those workouts in early morning, late day, early evening. If you're out in the evening, make sure you're wearing some reflective clothing if you're near the streets. Ooh, here we go, back and forth. You feel that heart rate getting up. Always remember your sunscreen, another healthy tip. Ooh, we got a couple more here and rest. Back to the push-ups. Rest. You want to dress appropriately for the weather. So light, breathable fabrics. A lot of the fabrics out now are wicking, sweat wicking, so they move moisture away from your body. So if you're doing an extensive workout, a big hike, running outside, whatever, the clothing really is an important component. Okay, back to the push-ups. Here we go. Down and up. Ooh, keep that head neutral. And again, we don't want to be up here. That's not helping your chest. That's just affecting your shoulders. So you want to be coming down so that your elbows flare out at about a 45-degree angle and at about chest level. Nice, clean push-ups. We're looking for form first. And then once you get good form, then you start building on volume, okay? Get one more in there, whoo, and rest. We're back up to the top. My mat keeps sliding. I'm a little bit downhill here. And we're going to have our last round of those jumping jacks. So clothing's really important, particularly, warm weather. You don't want to be wearing clothes that are bogging you down and making you warmer. So that's another thing that you want to think about. Here we go. Here's our jumping jacks again, or step outs included. Another thing is recognizing that sometimes you're going to have to adjust your intensity based on the weather conditions. You got 100-degree weather and 98% humidity. That run might have to be a walk, or might need to take place indoors, or you might need to pivot. So, and last one, and rest. Okay, we've got our last set of this round. This is our push-ups once again. Now, push-ups, you can do those. I have a nice sturdy chair here. Just make sure it's sturdy. An elevated push-up. If you have a good edge of your desk that's steady, or even a countertop, when you're first starting out with push-ups, doing them elevated is a really good exercise. So from here, if I was against my counter or on the chair, same thing, same movement, coming down, coming up. Tail is tucked. I don't want to be arched back. I don't want to be coming down here. Tuck your tail, coming at chest level, pushing down and coming back up. Elbows flare back at about 45-degree angle, and I push it back up. So, a lot of times if I'm trying to sneak in some extra exercise, I might be stopping in the kitchen against the countertop and doing a quick set of push-ups. I happened to do a lot of mine yesterday at the gym, so I'm feeling those today. Okay, so we've got a minute's break in here. Grab a drink if you want it, and we're going to go on to a new circuit. Now, working predominantly lower body and core for this circuit. The first exercise is a reverse lunge, alternating. So I'm just moving this mat out of the way a little bit here. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to dumbbells. If you don't have them, it's no problem at all. Standing tall, step back, drop down into a lunge, push off the forward heel to come back up and alternate back and forth. Okay, so there's our reverse lunge. Now, it's been really popular lately. You see it all over line to use weighted vests for walking. See a lot of people doing that. And I got a little public service announcement for you here. The great thing to do, but if you're going to start using these for walking, don't go out for a half hour. Here we go. Here's our reverse lunges. I'm just using this vest. Stepping back, come up. Good way to add weight to an exercise. But if you've never worn a vest walking, and your walk is usually 30 to 45 minutes long, and you go out for the first day with that vest for 30 to 45 minutes, you might feel that in your neck and shoulders the next day in a way that is not very comfortable. So, walking with the vest, yes, it's a good exercise, but we build up to it. Second exercise on this one of my favorite core exercises, is a dead bug. We're going to get down on the mat, on your back, arms and knees bent at 90, arms and legs up, and we're going to alternate and extend opposite arm and leg. Here we go. All the way out. Inhale, exhale. Extend that leg. You want to try to make sure your back is flat into the ground. We don't want our back lifting up. So keep that tail tucked under, that little bit of pelvic tilt that you pretty much use in almost every exercise you do. You always want to be in that slight pelvic tilt position so that you're protecting your spine, you're engaging your core. Opposite leg and arm. Okay, so those are our two exercises, that reverse lunge, whether you're using a vest, dumbbells, or just body weight, whichever way you're doing it. We've got that reverse lunge and then our dead bug, okay? So back to the reverse lunge. I'm going to show you from the side. Shoulders down and back. Every exercise starts with tail tucks, shoulders down and back, and here we go. We're moving. Step back, push off, heel of the forward foot. Bring that down. You can hold weight if you're doing this with weight at your sides, like I'm doing here. You want to add in a little bicep curl at the top. You can add that in. If you have one weight, you can hold it in the front of you, such as this. And one more, and we rest. That's the full exercise for that. Now, another way to do the dead bug, and again, we add the weight in after we perfect the exercise, is weighted and focusing on lower body. And instead of doing opposite arm and leg, every time I pull a leg out, I go overhead with the weight. So extend and come back. So I'm adding a little bit of weight into that return. Now, this exercise really works both your lower abdominals, you'll feel it there predominantly, but also your upper abdominals. So, great exercise. Make sure to keep that tail tucked so that your back stays flat against the ground or mat as you extend and come back. Okay, so a weighted dead bug would be a progression from a non-weighted dead bug. And as things get easier with your exercises, you do want to progress in some way. So whether that means changing the exercise a little bit, adding in weight to the exercise, adding an extra exercise. So here we've got our reverse lunges again, and I'm going to take those. And when I come up, I'm going to add in that curl, create a little more work on a very basic exercise. Step it back, drop down, push through the forward heel as I come up. The one thing our body does very well is adapt to whatever we throw at it pretty regularly. So once you've gotten to a point where an exercise just feels like, gosh, that's so easy now, and I can do 30, 40 of those in a row, it's time to progress that exercise, whether that means adding weight to it, changing it, moving to a little bit more complicated version of the exercise. So in terms of the dead bugs, now I've got 2 dumbbells and I'm going to do overhand weighted, extend and come back. First exercise, same exercise, just adding a little weight to opposing sides. Second time around, we did 1 dumbbell working, and now we've got opposite arms and legs going out, weight in each hand. So that progresses the exercise. And that's a wrap for that circuit. So we're halfway through the workout. We've got 2 more circuits, okay? So first exercise, grab a drink if you need it for the next circuit, is a mountain climber. I'm going to do mine elevated only because it's hard to have my hands on the ground, but you could be in a high plank on the ground. And for this exercise, we're driving our knee forward. Keep your head neutral and then switching midair, back and forth. It's like you're doing a high knee run, but in a angled movement. That's our mountain climber. And we are going to switch that up with a floor exercise that works through glutes, a bridge, simple bridge. Excellent exercise to do, particularly if you sit all day because our glutes get a little sleepy. We need to wake them up. We got to get them firing. Heels close to my butt. And I'm going to come up and squeeze, hold, and drop down. Okay, we're working. I'm going to start with those mountain climbers. Here we go. Driving forward. Keep that head straight. If you're tucked under, you'll hurt your shoulders after a while. Just driving back and forth. Ooh. You can be in a high plank doing this as well. Ooh. Back and forth. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. It's funny how, depending on the exercise, 35 seconds can feel a whole lot different each time. Taking it down to the floor, we're going to do that bridge. So back nice and flat, tails tucked, thinking about reducing the distance between the bottom of my rib cage, top of my hips, hands down at my side, and lift, squeeze, hold 1, 2, drop, lift, squeeze, hold 1, 2, drop it down. If you're using the dumbbell or weights, you can add that right here at the hip, add a little weight to the exercise. And hold and squeeze. I really want to feel the glutes working to make that lift happen. We're waking them up because sleepy glute syndrome is actually a real thing because we sit and those glutes are in an extended position where they're not working. They have a tendency to stop firing when we need them. And if you think about your overall body strength, our glutes are big muscles that really help propel us into movement. We're back to those mountain climbers. Here we go. Right into it. Drive, drive, drive. Head back and forth. Get that heart rate up. Getting a little lazy. Think about driving those knees higher. Okay. And rest. Then we're going to take it back down for our bridge. And I'm going to show you a way to make that a little bit more work by isolating each side. Okay. So tail thrust coming up. Now we're going to march. We're going to stay in this position up and march. Keep that core engaged. Keep contraction in your glute as you bring each leg up individually. You'll notice that the other side has to work a little harder each time. So that is a progression on your bridges. Okay, rest it up. Okay, well, back to the mountain climbers. I'm going to do this one on the ground just so you can see it. And again, I'm going to use my dumbbells just as a gripping mechanism because it feels better on my hands. And we're going to get up into our high plank position, drive a knee, and back and forth. So you're holding a plank the whole time, back and forth. It's like marching on an angle. I'm feeling that one. Keep at it. Keep at it. We're almost there. 2, 1, and rest. Woo. All righty. Turning it over. We're back to our bridges. So we had the straight bridge, the up and bridge march. Now we're going to do bridges with one leg up in the air. Really work one side and then switch to the other side. Again, a progression. If you're not ready for it, stay with what you're doing. Come up, hold 1, 2, drop down. Up, hold 1, 2, drop down. Now you want to try to, when you're doing these, maintain level hips. You don't want to be dipping like this or twisting. Come up, hold 1, 2, down. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Up, hold 1, 2, hips nice and level. Back down. 2, 1, and done. Okay, that is our third circuit. Grab a drink. We're on the last one. Thing I like about time circuits is they just seem to go so fast. You know, you have really time to say, oh, I've got 10 more of these or 20 more of these. You're just moving the whole time. We all become a little bit like Pavlov's dog. Okay, our next exercise is going to be a combo. We're going to do a hinge to a squat. So hinge movement, shoulders down and back, locked in tight, pushing my hips back. Slide your hands down front of your legs. Feel that extension through your hamstrings come up and squeeze. And then from there, we're going to go down into a squat and hinge squat with or without weight to start. And we're going to end with a basic plank. Okay. So I'm actually going to use some dumbbells for this. Okay. We're working shoulders down and back, feet about shoulder width apart, sliding those weights down close, hips go back. Knees are soft but not bent. I squeeze as I come up, thinking about lifting myself with my glutes. And then I'm just going to bring these up for a squat. Back down, back, back, back. Squeeze to bring it back up. Lift these up, come into a squat. Okay, from the front. Here, shoulders down and back. Hips go back. Come up, bring it up, hit a squat. Okay? With or without dumbbells, you're going to feel that. On the hinge, it's the back of your legs. On the squat, a little bit more on the front of your legs. So that same position we had for our mountain climbers, high plank, you can hold this position. Again, I'm going to do mine on my elbows. Same idea. We want feet about shoulder width apart, tail tucked. You don't want to be a valley or a mountain. We want our tailbone tucked, head neutral, and we're holding the plank. Manage your breathing. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Hold that core tight. Think about shortening the distance between your hip bones and the bottom of your rib cage. Really focus on that core engagement. And rest. Plank is an excellent exercise for your core, one of the premium exercises because, your core is made up of many muscles, but the plank tends to get in at those deep internal abdominal muscles and really forces them to engage. So we're back to our hinge squat, okay? So always think about my lats are locked, shoulders down and back, head's neutral. I start the movement by pushing my hips back as my hands or the weights roll down along the front of my legs, come back up, squeeze at the top, come down into a squat. Back down, hips back, back flat. Squeeze my way up, sit back down into a squat. So similar movements, but you can see the difference. The hinge is pushing your hips back and your back staying flat, whereas the squat, when we come up, is a sitting movement. And sometimes it's really hard for people to get the difference between those two. Oftentimes, if I'm teaching that hip hinge movement, I'll have somebody stand near a wall so they can literally feel their backside touch the wall. Okay, back to the plank. Here we are. Shoulder width apart on the feet. Tail is tucked. Shoulders, hands, elbows in a direct line. You don't want to be up here or way up here. You want to be nice and straight. Head is neutral. My neck is straight. I'm thinking about shortening the distance between the top of my hip bone and the bottom of my rib cage as I hold that contraction in my abdominals. And rest. Okay, last round on our hip hinge to squat. So yeah, if you're having a hard time, put a wall behind you and push back, 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 back. Now you can see there's a slight bend in my knee, but it's not a squat where I'm sitting down into it, okay? And the hinge is a great movement, works your whole posterior chain. Here we go. It's working my hamstrings, my glutes, and a little bit of your lower back. And then the squat works your backside as well, but also focuses, get some work on the front of your legs, your quadriceps, as I sit down and push back up. Top of the movement on the squat, I'm using my glutes, controlling myself in the quads on the way down, engaging my glutes as I come up. We'll add one more of those in. Excellent combination exercise if you're just starting out. Okay, we've got our last plank here. And then we are done. How fast was that? And it's outside and it's beautiful. There's a lot of benefit to working in nature, to being outside, to working outside in nature in the fresh air. It helps to reset our circadian clock, helps you sleep better. Elbow under shoulder, core tight. In Japan, they have a process called forest bathing where people just go out into a green space. You don't have to travel to the forest, but find a nice green space someplace where you're surrounded by skies and trees and plants, and they just sit. They're not on their phone. They're not counting steps. they just sit. And research has shown that that kind of engagement in nature is really good for us, both mentally and physically. Really helps to reset our system. We've got chat box open. Ah, hi Bruce, nice to see you. Thank you so much for checking in. Now I am going to go back to a share screen here because uh, we have a little survey. I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. My name's Marlene. I'm a health coach, I'm a personal trainer, nutrition and weight management coach, and I'm so happy to have you here on the program today. So, this is our QR code if you want to either take a quick screenshot or open it up. We have a survey, just a brief survey. If you're interested in participating, it's always good to know how people are feeling about the programming, how we can improve it, what kind of programming is your preference. The Living Well um, community at Harvard Pilgrim really likes to hear from everybody so that we can tailor programs that are beneficial to you all. Thank you. Yes, hopefully we'll be back soon. We'll see. Thank you, Bruce. I'm so glad you could join today. I know you love those timed workouts as much as I do. I just feel like the timed workout for folks, if you haven't tried it, I use a program. Let me bring it up here. Hopefully you can see it. I'm going to stop sharing here. Hopefully y'all got a little screenshot of our thing. I want to show you, there are a lot of different timers out there that you can use. The one I use, I can find it. You can never find it. So many apps, I can never find the one I want when I want it. Let's see. I know it's on here somewhere. Here it is. Okay, the one I use, and I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me take a screenshot. Here it is. It's called Tabata Pro. Just has that little, red, green, and yellow. And Tabata is a particular type of circuit workout, but you can use this same timer to put in whatever kind of circuits you want to do. So I really like that one. I don't think it's very costly. I think there might even be a free version. But timed workouts are great. Timed workouts are also really good when the kiddos are involved because they love that beating the clock or anything like that. So, and all of this work that we did today, if you have young kids at home, they could pretty much do all of those exercises. Even if they're just jumping around while you're doing it, they're moving, and so it's a great thing to show your children that movement and exercise is important to you, and it becomes important in their lives as well. So. Okay, I think we are all set. Thank you for joining and have a wonderful day. Thank you, Melanie. Glad you could join. Have a great day, everybody, and be well. Bye now.